Hey, welcome to the Doc Analyzes Anything, the show where science and psychology meet. We analyze any behavior, human behavior, including briefly sniffing your shirt sleeve before putting on the coat.
Before putting on the coat,
Sniffing shirt, then
my
putting on coat.
shirt is on, coat going on.
That's what it says. I take the first one I get.
I guess because if your armpits smell bad, you're just gonna bake it in there, and it'll be that much worse if you put on the coat without changing your shirt and putting deodorant on.
Or
I
I feel like
guess.
you're double checking because there's a high chance of the coat coming off, and then it may
Like
be the
armpit
point of
stain.
no return.
Here,
I want
I got
to
got a random. This isn't the behaviormatic, but my daughter just brought me this little guy.
a little chicken for people that aren't watching on video and just confused what you're talking about.
Little chicky.
It's in that
That
awkward
chicken.
teenage ugly chicken stage for anybody not watching. So
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah,
Kyle's-
I think
also-
it's fresh into a molt.
Kyle's like reverting back back to his Amish days slowly as we speak. So
Sure. I am
wanna-
doing that.
point out when you said any behavior, like that was very much the Ron Burgundy when they just someone put a random question mark. Stay classy, San Diego.
He reads everything on the teleprompter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So good.
That was me.
Kyle, what's the most Amish thing that you do on a regular basis?
Most Amish thing? We have chickens now. That's a thing that we will someday get eggs from. Although they ain't laying eggs now, they're just costing money to build housing.
You hand built the pen.
I know.
Did you
It's not
fix
done
the
yet.
holes on your roof yourself?
Yeah. I got more. Yes, I did. I've got more pen on the way. We're outdoor.
Did you raise a barn on Monday and soon you'll raise another?
I understood that reference. We bake our own bread. But that's not
No,
inherently
we do that
Amish.
here too, and I'm very
Yeah.
technological. So are you, really? But
Technologically
Yeah.
dependent.
yes,
Technologic. We don't have a ton. But it's not much for me to go. Like, I remember growing up, going over to a relative's house, and they were Amish, and they would have the homemade ice cream, home churned butter, like all that stuff we'd pick up.
weren't you mentioning how your sister got the video of the Amish people doing donuts in the snow?
She went viral. Yeah, that was a thing. I probably told this. Yeah, you know this. I've definitely told this story. But yeah, at least the Indiana Amish, man, they know how to party. It's kind of funny.
The Rumspringer hits hard there.
And maintains even after the trial period, I think. But yeah, he was doing donuts in the ice, and she caught it on tape on her phone.
On the roll film.
I was getting messages, on the reel to reel. I was getting messages from these like viral agencies that were like, "It appears your sister has a video that's going viral. Please contact us right away." I think she made like $600, and then that was it. It was over the next day. But
was it horse and buggy donuts though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
keep it going. Like you're hitting the gas, so they just keep throwing the reins.
Obviously, this is before this podcast started, but I would have paid her more than that to just put the Doc Analyzes Anything in the corner. That's what we need.
On it.
We need you to go hang out in Amish country and find the next horse and buggy doing donuts, and then put our logo on it.
I don't want to break etiquette because I'm stealing their soul if I get a photo of them. So,
well, then blur out the face. Isn't that all right?
I think that's a purgatory thing. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
All right.
And that is why you sniff your armpit before putting on the jacket.
Yeah. It's got to be just because you're gonna bake in the smell if you don't. But
yeah,
I think it's a fail safe. No, that might not be the right way to. You're making sure that, later on you're okay. That's my thought.
Yeah,
fair.
That's what we said.
We should start coming up with our own behaviormatic things because these are so random and we always get so off topic from them. And then
that's kind of the point, though. sometimes I've been going through and making reels of them all, or like for some of them anyways, and some of them are quite good. We go on good rants, and so I think we should just keep going where we're going, and some will be all right, and others will be a hit. Is the one where you took
You'll
over
never
the
get to the
beginning?
actual episode.
The one where you took over the beginning was quite entertaining. I just posted that one today.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Brad plays
Should I
by his
put-
own rules, clearly.
Here, I'll go with you. There we go. This is the official Doc Analyzes Anything sunglasses.
And Kyle, you can't wear a pair because you're actually outside.
And
I am
Amish.
outside. Yeah,
We're like the Men in
And that's
Black.
probably technology.
it's too much. Never mind the fact I'm wearing AirPods and talking to you on a computer at the moment. But yeah, sunglasses though, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw you wear sunglasses while we were in Florida.
Because he's got glasses
wear-
on some of the time.
I buy them every now and then, and I sit on them and I break them.
These ones
what
are
color
free
your
to
eyes?
you. So
What color are my eyes?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for asking. Baby blue.
Okay, so I'm surprised you don't need sunglasses to be worn all the time, because with the lighter colored eyes, like our actual light we're more sensitive to it. So that's why I always wear sunglasses.
I'm a sensitive fella, but not to sunlight.
and I know that is a thing because of the amount of light absorbed versus reflected, but I have brown eyes and I'm extremely sensitive to light and get migraines if it's too bright. So I don't know if it's super accurate.
Yeah, you.
You know when I wear sunglasses the most? I wear sunglasses more in the winter when it's reflecting off the
That's
snow.
true.
That's when I really need the sunglasses.
I have like limo tints on my car and I'm still wearing sunglasses while driving. So that's just.
You say limo tints?
Yeah, you can't see in my car.
How many times
limo
have you gotten
tint?
pulled
That's a
over for
thing?
I've never been pulled over. Well, not since I was a teenager for my tinted windows.
I'm asking about limo tints. Is limo tint a thing?
Yeah, like
I don't
5
know
or
anything.
6%, like how the back of the limousine's always tinted so you can't see in to see who's riding in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
I have it legal on my license. Hey, let's tie it in. Today's episode is on life hacks. Here's a life hack for you. If you get migraines from the sunlight like I do, you can get a doctor's prescription for tinted windows. Then the state of Michigan puts a restriction on your license. I'm actually supposed to not drive without tinted windows, but they can't give me a ticket for it anymore. Or if they do, I can get it taken off. So there's a life
This
hack
feels
for you.
akin to this feels like akin to the glaucoma for medical marijuana.
Listen, the migraines are real. Sunlight really does it. Whether or not tinted windows are really necessary, I don't know. But
so if you get pulled over driving another car that doesn't have tinted windows, are you technically driving impaired?
I think technically it is like needing glasses, but not wearing them while driving. Like if you have a restriction on your license that says you need corrective lenses, I think you can get a ticket for driving without corrective lenses. I have a restriction on my license saying I'm supposed to use tinted windows to prevent migraines. Therefore, I think probably, I've never heard of it actually happening, but they probably could give me a ticket if I'm driving without tinted windows. Now, it doesn't say the percentage of tint or anything like that, but
you just have standard windows. Yeah, these have some tint. Officer,
they come slightly tinted, and so I don't know. But life hack.
Have you
nonetheless.
seen there's a video of a pastor trying to read a verse from the Bible, and he's trying to say pitch his tents, and he keeps saying pinch his tits over and over again. He's like, no, I mean pinch his tits. He keeps saying it, and he's like, no. That's all I'm hearing right now.
I don't know if the pastor saying pitching tents is a great thing either, but we'll
I think it's I think it's technically in the verse. But
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The euphemism was lost on the 2,000-year-old text, but
there you go. Obviously, they were not talking about it.
Get
it. They either weren't talking about it in those terms back then, or they were, and nobody nowadays would ever think that they would be talking about it that way.
So what are we talking about today?
Life hacks.
Hashtag life hacks.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Steven Sparks. 10 minutes in, along with my co-host, Dr. Sturry, and other co-host, Dr. Meow Meow.
Dr. Sturry, man.
No.
Did I say Dr. Sturry?
Honorary doctor.
Actually, I like give it to him. Give it to him.
It's Master Sturry.
Master Sturry.
Which is actually probably cooler than Doctor anyways.
Sounds like a sensei.
Yeah.
like I teach karate.
Master.
I can imagine you waxing on and waxing off. So there you go.
You
Uh,
often imagine that?
I see you're good with your
What
hands. We'll just say,
what do you imagine me waxing, Steve?
just my car because you're not doing what I'm saying. So go wax my car.
Fair.
Yeah. So today I thought it'd be fun to talk about the behavior analysis of life hacks. Everybody's always posting life hacks online. There's a whole website actually about life hacks. What?
Dude, that thing didn't work. I normally do the party
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Well, you're not on screen. I can't see your hands on my screen, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, there
There
it
you go.
goes.
You were too
Ah,
wide. You were
I
way
know.
too wide.
Sorry, go ahead.
Uh, and most of the life hacks that people post, this is hacking life, making life easier, doing something to your benefit if you are unfamiliar. But a lot of them seem just detrimental or stupid a lot of the time. But some of them are actually helpful. So we'll talk about those and why are we always looking for life hacks? It always seems to be we're going down the rabbit hole trying to find a shortcut that actually takes 10 times longer than the original route. So,
That's half
uh,
of them that I see online. I'll
yeah,
see TikToks that are different life hacks for cleaning something or a food thing, and then it usually eats up about a minute of my time before I'm like, they're stalling. Like they're just putting, like the ones that's always like the toilet bowl cleaner, where they've
What's
just
that?
put, huh?
What's the toilet bowl cleaner?
Well, instead of just using like a normal like toilet bowl cleaner, they'll put like an ungodly amount and mixture of just various cleaning products. And it
yeah.
takes me about a minute before I realize they did not have any intention of cleaning this toilet. This is rage bait right
It's
here.
like,
They're trying
yeah,
to
it's like,
piss me off.
yeah, Coca-Cola, then toothpaste, and like just thing after thing after thing. And
Yeah.
like, that
Yeah.
was obviously way less helpful than just using the cleaner.
Yeah,
That is a
because at
thing.
first you're like, "Oh, okay, Coke, okay. Yeah, I could see this." And then, yeah, it's as soon as they get into, like, some really random things, you're like, this is."
That's the thing though. It's like life hacks, but then they show something that's so needlessly complex and complicated, and like that people respond and engage, and thus they benefit because people are like, "What the heck? I could have done that with a pair of pliers," but instead you like sawed a bolt in half and like super glued it to a pop can and like all this like
Yeah.
dumb stuff.
And I will say some of those things aren't horrible ideas if you don't have the correct tool for the job. But we should probably start off by separating the two. Like, there are things that people are actually thinking are helpful, although they may not be. And it's just like, I'm trying to look smart or save you some time that, it's not actually going to save you. Some are actually helpful, or that you have the clickbait, whereas just like, how many times can I get people to click on this video
Hmm.
and then sell my advertising because people clicked on this video, even though this is not actually helpful for the viewer whatsoever. So we can talk about that, but I think we should try to exclude the ones that are obviously just for clickbait. But there are still a lot where I think that people think they're helpful and it's still just not smart.
Like what?
Well, the toilet bowl one's obviously clickbait, but this one is actually helpful, at least as far as I know. I remember growing up, and if like the car battery was getting too corroded, it's getting some Coca-Cola poured on there, scrub it off with the toothbrush. And so there is a little bit of potential like truthfulness in them using the pop in the toilet bowl at first, if you're familiar with using that for like the electrodes.
Hmm. My friend worked at Dairy Queen, and there was a small leak in the Coke machine. And when they pulled the Coke machine back to fix the leak, the varnish on the floor had completely disintegrated. It was like through 6 layers of old flooring and like down to like just the bare concrete.
And we drink that just because,
Just
but it
suck it
tastes
down.
good. Yeah.
Does taste good,
And you
and
get
it used to have
well,
cocaine in it.
yeah, I know, it used to be better. Actually, and then quick tangent with that one, because I get picky with my Coca-Cola. Like, I don't like it out of a can. I'll drink it out of a bottle if it's the Mexican Coke, the actual cane sugar, but otherwise,
Mhm.
I just want it as fountain. What's your thoughts?
I personally do not drink any pop, except for some reason whenever I'm on an airplane, I want a Coke real bad. So whatever they're giving me, probably out of the can, for some reason while riding on the airplane, I don't know if it's like I'm
That's that
feeling a little
1970s
queasy.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, probably. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
Actually, they wouldn't do that. They'd probably use like codeine or something just to chill everybody out while on the plane. But
I'm a vanilla Coke guy.
I do like
you're
vanilla.
weird.
Vanilla Coke's good.
I remember being excited to try when it first came out, and then I have not wanted it since.
I think it's unbelievable. And for these reasons and more, at the end of this presentation, you will.
I like cream. So, do you like cream soda a lot?
Yeah. I like cream ales a lot too.
The cream is because I want it to be cream soda. It's never cream soda.
And we're not talking about beers on this, but
Oh,
well, we
We're
can,
not.
but it's not a beer podcast, but yeah.
I will say cream ales are pretty good depending on the one. There was one we had from a brewery, it's no longer open. That was like, it was called Wet Acid Popsicle, and it was like a fruited cream ale. And so it's treated like a fruited sour, but a cream ale. And that mixture of the creaminess with the fruit was really good.
I didn't like that one.
How dare you?
It was a cool label though.
Cool.
Wet acid.
Wet acid popsicle. It was
yeah.
in the time period of a song.
What life hacks do you feel besides the Coke battery? We used to do that with car parts, like let them soak in
Yeah.
Coke for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just like, so one of them I saw a lot for some reason was lighting a piece of spaghetti on fire to then light a candle that you can't reach with a normal lighter. But I feel like unless you really just happen to have lighters sitting around and spaghetti sitting around, why not just get the long lighter if you're going to light a lot of candles? You're like, that seems pointless to me to just waste spaghetti every time you need to light a candle. I don't know.
How long does it take for the pasta to light on fire?
I didn't try it. I'm just saying that's one I saw quite a bit that seems like just unnecessary. Or one where they were like taking PVC pipes and building like a thing for the dog treats or food to fall out slowly to keep the dog entertained. I'm like, they have toys for that. You don't need to go to the hardware store and buy a bunch of materials to build that. Or like painting your keys with nail polish. Like, cool. Or you can just go make them with like a design on them already that looks better and not, bother with that. But
fair.
Different things like that where it just doesn't seem necessary. Like one I saw, they used a pool noodle to fill a bucket from the sink, which I'm sure works fine. But I've also seen the one where they use the dustpan on it to do the same thing, and that seems like something you'd have laying around rather than having to go buy a pool noodle. So
wait, how do they do it with the dustpan? Like, how does it work for both of them?
And why is it necessary?
And why
like, if you can't
the sink from a bucket?
If you are trying to fill like a 5-gallon bucket, it's like we were trying to make beer.
Oh, a big bucket.
Mr.
Okay.
Meow Meow. And it doesn't quite fit under the spigot. You don't have the extendable handle or whatever. I've seen a lot of people where they use the dustpan in the sink and it pours down off the handle or through the hole in the handle into the bucket to help you extend it. Where these people went and like purchased a pool noodle to do the same thing. And
yeah,
it's not bad. It might work. I don't know if it'll make a mess or not. I don't know if it'll shoot back up, but in theory, you probably have some laying around the house that would help you do that quicker. Or I don't know many sinks that don't have the spray function,
that's an acceptable life hack.
It's acceptable.
I saw one. Oh, go ahead. I was moving on.
No, go move on. Go move on. I'll not defend myself while saying that one's kind of a waste.
I saw one that I don't know how I feel about it. They cut off the end of a plastic soda bottle with the cap. They pasted hot glued the end of the soda bottle end between a porch door and the wall, and then cut it in half so that they could open and close it and then put the cap on when it's closed to close the door, so to say.
Yeah. And
Is
so
that
that's
an
the sort of thing,
acceptable life hack? Do you think that's acceptable?
If that is all you have and you need to lock it right now, I guess that's good, but it's going to look like shit. Why don't you just go buy a little latch? You know what I mean?
I know, that's what I was saying. The little jiggly things. You just pop it in the... Yeah.
It's going to look way better than...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like, you're going to have company over and they're just going to say, what the hell is this?
I don't know. That person's probably not having company over. That
True.
person
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's
probably
true.
just
also, so it's just glued to the wall.
It
or
is.
screwed. You can probably
If
screw
that's
it
to
too.
close the door, and is the purpose, do you think, to act as a lock?
Or
Um,
maybe more
it's
than a lock to actually like latch it, because someone can open
yeah,
that still, but like
Yeah, it's
it's
gonna take one hard shoulder bump and that door is gone, and you also
because
are missing a piece of
yeah,
drywall now.
I see a lot of these things as like kind of like creative, novel, maybe even artistic ways to engage with modern everyday items, but I don't see them as particularly useful.
I
Or
mean, if
like
you're
it's not
To
really
be
a hack.
different.
good
Yeah.
at making it art, then that like the purpose of art is fine too. Like watching Sesame Street with the kids and they're like repurposing spoons and forks to make hooks for like plants or something. I'm like, cool. Like that is I see the art in that versus
Yeah.
a pop bottle.
Mm,
That is not artsy to me, but maybe if you paint it, I don't know.
yeah. Yeah.
So we'll get into more of these as we go, but like let's talk about why. Why are we even trying to find life hacks?
Because it's fun to
Uh
be different.
is it fun to be different? I always like going into this immediately thought at first it's going to be saving yourself time or effort. You know what I mean?
I feel like
Mm,
that's what it's mostly supposed to be, but as we just said, I feel like a lot of the repurposing ones, I feel like those are more complex because, like, my example that I have is very short-lived, but I think it's actually useful.
Do you want to get into that now
mm.
or do you want to save it a little bit? You want
I
me to
was thinking
finish what
we'd
I was
save
talking?
it, but
Okay,
mine is
cool.
a very simple one that I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like when I'm thinking about almost like a snake oil, like someone's trying to find the fastest, easiest, or most cost effective way to do something where everybody else is going out of their way, spending too much time or money and wasting some time or money while doing it. And so try to like think about the same reinforcing outcome, the motivation's the same, everything's there. The amount of effort or the amount of resources that it takes to do something should be less this way. This life hack should make life easier. You are hacking it rather than, just to do something weird or different, which is what it tends to be a lot of the time or for attention online. So try to like tie it in a little bit to what we do. And we're always talking about reinforcing value versus the amount of effort or the overall what was the word I was looking for there?
Response effort?
Yeah, but I was more broad.
I
The
don't know.
magnitude of the magnitude of the behavior necessary to get the reinforcer versus the magnitude of the reinforcer. And so, if you think about for those that are Harry Potter fans, which I think is probably most people, although I don't know if the youngest generations are really caring at all, or if that's just going to be like an old person thing here
Not
sooner or
because they're
later.
remaking it. So
Okay,
They
so
are
but
remaking it.
you think about going into Green Gods there, and they're measuring out, the coins and the gold and that sort of thing, or like in an old Western when they're using an actual balance scale. If everything else is the same, the motivation, the amount of reinforcer, you change one of those, so there's less effort. The scale's going to tip that way, and that's going to be the behavior that's selected at that moment by the organism, whether they're really aware of it or not. Um, and so we're really, I think, usually talking about all other things being the same. This one change is going to make your life easier or save you some effort or something along those lines. Generally, is how I think about it. Although it did seem like there could be, and again, especially with clickbait, maybe some other things involved, like it's reinforcing to get people to look at my content, that sort of thing. So, uh, like for instance, I don't know if this is truly what people would call a life hack, but in high school, we learned if we all had our little disposable water bottles, just because that was all we had back in those days. We didn't usually carry around the reusable ones. If you poked a hole in the top, you could shoot something with a stream of water and then put it back, and nobody would notice.
yeah,
Having
I
it
did that.
impromptu,
Take the pencil or pen and stab a hole in it and just use it like a Gatorade bottle, so you don't have to
yeah,
unscrew it. That's what I always did.
I'm gonna say like impromptu
Yeah.
water gun might be a life hack, even though that's not really doing the same thing that we're talking about here, making life easier, but still potential.
Hacking life, baby.
Yeah, and so maybe we need to make it a little more broad than my original thoughts about making it easier. It's just ways to improve life or achieve reinforcement in ways that either you haven't seen before or make life easier. One or the other might make more sense. What do you think?
Yeah, there's usually some sort of like it solves some sort of punishing problem. Like there's some sort of situation that you when it's being sold to you, you're like, yes, I do not want, I want to avoid that situation. And maybe this quick fix or this simple fix that no one's ever thought of could help me avoid that situation later on.
Yeah, I'm thinking like think about all the time people spend online talking about, and they don't call it a life hack usually, but if you're having this, anxiety or depression, here's this quick fix. Here's the thing to help. It's kind of like that. A lot of the time, that snake oil. Here's the thing that's going to help you instead of going through the process of, finding a psychologist or someone that can help you through the process, learning new skills and help you deal with what's going on. It's like, no, here's this fad thing that's going to help, and it usually doesn't help anybody, and then it goes away, and then they come up with another one. And because we've worked, although we don't usually now, like so long in autism, I often think about all those fad therapies. Like at one point, it was really people were actually believing the child ingesting parasitic worms would help with autism.
Hmm.
Like that was a real thing. Maybe you can consider that a life hack, even though it did nothing but hurt the child. So
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like that's different though. That's because at some point it's somewhat predatory. Like you're preying on somebody's like
yeah,
MO essentially, like making
yeah,
false
and
promises. Whereas life hacks, I feel like that term came about along with clickbait and those types of things too. Yeah, I
I
see what
will.
you're saying, but
I
yeah,
I think they work the same way, but they tend to not be as detrimental, as negative as predatory. You're right. It's not like I'm selling you a product, and so maybe that's a divine line. We'll talk about snake oil and that sort of thing in its own episode, because that really was, that's not just a funny term people use. There was someone that
right,
actually came up with the idea of selling snake oil like 150, 200 years ago to cure all. So
right,
we'll talk about
right.
that sometime. But I do think there's a large overlap, except this tends to be a little less harmful, except to maybe your drywall, as Dr. Meow Meow mentioned. So as we go through some of these and talk about them, we can also talk about what might be the reinforcing value if it were to work, even though we don't even know for sure if these things all work. Um, but I can give you one that it may not be universally helpful to everybody, but one that I've figured out myself. And I feel like I shouldn't give this away because if it somehow gets delivered into the wrong hands, it could go away. It could be destroyed on me, and I'll be very sad. But
I think
uh,
I know what you're referring to.
yeah, if you ever park places where you need to have your parking app, and it's attached to your license plate, what I found, and now whenever we do a new car or need a new license plate, I will do the custom plates because I want to have a zero in that license plate because at least in the state of Michigan, they don't use an O, they only use zeros because they don't want to confuse it as the officer's trying to enter it into the system. But the apps don't have the same rule. And so if I enter it in both as a zero and as an O, it'll read the same as they enter it into the state system to see if it's real. But now I can be in a 1 hour parking and just switch back and forth every hour between those two license plates and not have to worry about moving my car every hour. And so really
Bingo.
good if you go to like a 3 hour sporting event and there's only 1 hour parking available on the street. Otherwise you have to pay a lot of money at a lot. Now I can
Hmm.
just set an alarm and switch it back and forth and not have to worry about paying
So would
$100 to park.
you just go back in through the app and re-put in, so hour 1 is with an O, hour 2 you enter it in with a 0, but then hour 3
Hmm.
you enter it in with the O again?
Yeah, usually you save your license plates in the app, so you can just choose which car you're driving, sort of thing. Because if you're driving your significant other's car or you have a work car or something like that, and so then because it allows multiple vehicles on the same app, it's easy to just switch back and forth, set an alarm. The only thing is you have to make sure you take a screenshot of the parking zone because that's not always easy to find. I think they tried to maybe prevent this from happening by making it where you can't look up all the details of this current parking thing before it runs out. But I will give that away, but I'm gonna be really sad if they get smart on it and make it so only zeros can be entered, and then I lose my parking hack.
And yeah, it's a good one. I like it. I like that one. Mine, my are we sharing ours or what are we doing?
Yeah, we insure ours, and then we'll go through others as time permits. I just have a list of them here too, so.
I'll tell you, I brought this up before. My life hack: Amazon accepts any returns. You can get all sorts of free stuff. You need to use it once or twice. You can go camping for free.
One of my friends, what he did, or he's talked about doing, he actually didn't do it. And this was a real low point when I called him a cheapskate. Is he bought a PlayStation 5, and then the day he got it, he went looking on eBay to see how cheap he could find one for. So then he could return it through Amazon, still have the fresh one, but then get a full refund and get 100,
Return the old one.
$200, $300 off. And I'm like, that I get it. And in reality, Amazon's not losing any money because there's people that do that kind of thing daily. But I'm just like,
That's the attitude. That's what you need.
Well, I mean, there
Yeah,
are
that
stores
one's a
though.
little more illegal, but yeah.
Yeah, there are other like some places that will actually scan and check the serial numbers, so you can't just go around doing that. But yeah, that's one where I'm going to shake my head and be like, just if you want your video game that bad, pay for your video game system, or just use the used
the
one. Like, why
ticket
not
of
just have the used
admission.
one? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, and it's probably because of fear of developing a habit or an issue. But I've always felt like if I ever drink too much where I'm going to feel not good the next day, I deserve to have to deal with that, and so I'm not going to do something like have a beer to try to feel better. And so like that is a life hack that's not a life hack because it'll probably turn you into an alcoholic over time. But
Oh, like the hair of the dog thing?
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
heard of
like
that one. And that one, I mean, I don't know how people do that because, well, for me
I've
personally,
never done it.
I can't. Like, if you're that hungover, the idea
Yeah.
of drinking just sounds awful to me.
Yeah.
and again, it's probably the
Steve,
worst thing
you've
you
done
can
it.
do.
We know you have. Tell us what's it like. Did it
You
work?
get you power through that. Well, and it was not I've done it for that reason as much as I was on like a trip where we are going to be partying for multiple days, and so unless you're just going to sit back and not enjoy the festivities that everybody else is doing, you might as well have a drink with them anyways. And so it does work, but again, if you just use that to not ever feel good, then you're just never going to get sober or never feel bad. You're just never going to get sober, and it's going to develop an issue. So just
Right.
deal with the punishment from the behavior that you engaged in. You know what I mean? Like that is the competing contingency that maybe stops you from doing it too much.
You made that
Sure.
bed. You got to sleep in it.
Yep.
Have you seen the one where they put an egg yolk on a bunch of matches and
I have
then
not.
light the matches? Uh, what I said, an
Why?
egg yellow, a bunch of matches in a like a sponge or something they can like stick it in, and then like there's probably like this many matches and then an egg yolk on top of it. Light the matches and it cooks the egg yolk quickly, they say, and then you
It,
can just like take it and eat it. Sounds
it's just
awful.
gonna. There's no way. It's gonna burn it, and it's gonna taste like sulfur. There's
I think
nothing
it would
good
taste
about
like
that.
sulfur. That one pops up on my feed regularly. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I've
no.
I don't know
never smelled
why
one.
they would think
I'm
that I
thinking
would
that
like this.
that one has to be BS. There's no way that
100% is.
This is going back to the hot take episode because it's that smell
Mhm.
of sulfur. I like that smell.
I don't mind it.
Oh.
I don't
The
mind
smell of lit
smelling.
matches smells
Yeah,
great to me. Well,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
mind
want to
that at
smell like
all.
all day.
I wouldn't want to taste it. There's a
Yeah.
difference between smelling that smell and it like being what all you taste when you try to eat an egg. Plus,
It would be
direct
all
fire
the
on
taste
something's
too.
gonna burn it.
Mhm.
It's gonna be charred, weird liquidy. Just eat the raw egg at that point. Like
Have you
why
ever
are we
eaten a
even
raw
going?
egg?
I mean, I've eaten undercooked eggs. I've never done the what was the was that Rocky where he was drinking
Uh,
the raw eggs?
several,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that because I don't see the point. Like, why not just cook it?
That
And
was gonna be my question: is what's the thought process behind the raw egg versus just cooking it?
well, I don't know, but there's
Okay,
there's
I'm
probably
glad that
some.
you just admit that you said that you don't know, because for a second it sounded like you're gonna give a reason why they do it, even though you
Me?
just said, I just don't get it." I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, they do it because of this."
I
Listen,
just don't get
no,
it. Here's why.
what
Yeah.
I there's a very good chance that there was some weird belief at that time, though. Like, we've gone back and forth between eggs are super unhealthy, like, the cholesterol is bad. Nope, egg is actually fine. It's a good cholesterol. Or is it that the egg whites are healthy, but they like, I mean, there's so much back and forth and nobody can agree on it. So maybe there was some
Mhm.
weird belief there, but other than maybe needing to use some butter and you're like, nope, don't need the extra calories. I can't make any sense of it.
I mean,
It's not even the best
there's
way to
always
get
something
protein.
worse. Let's end this debate now. At least it's not some other form of it's not
Yeah,
ice cream. You're not eating ice cream for breakfast. Who cares if it's the egg white or the
There.
yolk?
I
You
thought you
heard
were
it
gonna go
here
another
first,
way that
folks.
that bodybuilders used to think they were getting protein. I thought I didn't know if we needed to go there, but,
Oh, well, yeah. That's one
Is
thing
that
that
a
I don't get. Give me a
is
life
that a
hack
thing?
on
you've
all the
never
supplements that they use. Like, there's gotta be
oh,
well, I guess there's the natural ways to get these
it
things, but, like,
th
the absurd
I
amount of,
think
like, creatine and protein powder and everything that they use.
so, I mean, protein, you do need a certain amount of protein to build muscle.
Yes.
Creatine does help at least with size, whether or not it actually helps build strength, who knows? It supposedly
You
maybe
tell you it
actually
didn't
helps
help
with
me with
recovery.
size.
Uh, I mean, help me, my head got very large. I got very full of myself, so,
Yeah.
um, but
That wasn't the creatine, bro.
yeah. But no, I was talking about supposedly that it was a time where there were bodybuilders that thought consuming their own semen would help with the protein intake. That's what I was
Well,
alluding
that's what I
to.
figured that you were getting at,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm having trouble
I don't.
believing that. I mean,
It.
life
Oh,
hack.
I mean, supposedly there is protein there, but it's so little. Like, why aren't you just drinking a protein shake at that point? Like, why are you drinking raw eggs instead of taking some whey protein? Like, they're both gross.
This one's like 2 seconds. So,
Speaking of which,
yeah, when you're boiling pasta, how it'll very commonly boil over. So putting the wooden
yeah.
spoon across
Yeah.
Mhm.
the pot, I feel like everyone knows that one, but it's one that I
Have you,
religiously use now. But
have
it's
you
That's a good one. That's a good
Have
one.
you actually experimented though? How, like, does it? How? At what point is it? Nope, you're vigorously boiling that those noodles way too much, and it's going to overflow anyways. Like,
it works. At
it will
least
prevent it.
everything now I've had it on high. Like, I put the
I mean,
pot on
because
high. It's not like I have it like filled to the top with water and
right.
pasta.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, there are different ways. Like, if you don't put in as much water, use a bigger pot, so then it doesn't like reach the top. I think we should do experimentation here. We're going to actually
Is it just
boil this
because it's my
down.
life hack is the reason that you're finding a plot hole to it?
No, I've
Basically.
heard this many times over the years, but now I wanna know to what extent is it actually helpful? Like, I have not seen it actually tested to see, is it just, like, 10% less likely to boil over, or is it, "Nope, this really fixes
N
this
No.
issue well?"
not 10%, it's 12.
Okay.
It does a good job. I've adopted that life hack as well.
I I'm not saying it doesn't help. I just wanna know how much it helps now. Now
It
I am
helps.
Yeah.
curious as a
It helps
scientist.
100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
100% of the time.
It works, yeah, 20% of the time, it works every time.
Yes.
Uh I'm lazy enough that I usually just use a giant pot so I can have like a real like low amount of water because now it won't
Mm.
boil over and it'll boil faster with the larger heat content. But I do know that that is supposed to work quite well. I just now want to test how well it actually works.
I was trying to think of other life hacks that I use, and I'll be honest, I don't think I use that many on like a day-to-day basis. Do you guys use a lot not necessarily let's go once a week a life hack?
The
I use that.
uh, go ahead.
I feel like I use the parking one that I mentioned more than anything. Um, I think Kyle uses it anytime there's a kid's birthday party and he needs to have karaoke for everybody.
I have done that. Yes, I
I
have done
know.
that.
I think that was the
Uh,
exact time you told me about it the first time.
what other life? Oh, the one that came to mind, I don't use this on a regular basis though. Are we only talking about regular basis ones?
Nah,
But I
but
mean,
whenever. I'm trying to
you,
even think about ones that I've only used once or twice, and I'm not much of a life hacker. I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen
well,
a
they don't
lot.
always work.
YouTube or
yeah.
TikTok, they always work. Even the clickbait ones, eventually they.
My uncle out in Northern California will use what are they? This came to mind, but I can't tell him like the witching rods or like the dowsing rods, like because he's trying to find his water line, and he's like, I know it's around here somewhere, and I don't know the science behind that though, but it did work. I don't know if it was the power of suggestion, but I had no idea where his well was, and I used them, and I was pretty accurate.
Pretty sure I've seen them test it and it doesn't work. Like that
What
was
does
just
it
luck
do,
or something.
or what are you doing with it?
He has like two loose sticks, but like they've got the handle, the curved handle, and they're supposed to like cross and direct you towards the source of the water. Um,
I
I
don't buy
bet
it.
there is machinery. Even like I'm thinking, if you have a metal pipe, then maybe magnetism or something. But I'd bet even there's got to be some sort of machinery that does the same thing, except just like the slight amount of uh, electrostatic caused by the flow of the water through or something like that. There's probably something there
Is
that
that the
works like.
science? Is that the science behind it, or is
No,
there? I don't even
I think it's
know.
the spirits telling you where it is back when they first used them.
Yeah, well,
That was the
this is the Amish
original.
stud
Yeah,
finder, is what I'm hearing here.
you found him.
Yeah, so I was gonna say the beep 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 beep.
No, the Amish stud finder. I like that. If you're digging a well, uh, no, it was weird. I'd never seen it done before, and he did it pretty quickly and tapped into the water source very quickly. I was like, oh, that was interesting. I don't know,
I
but maybe
I
it's like more
swear
intuition and suggestion, though.
I swear I saw research that like that was complete BS. But like you can see how like maybe there could be a kernel of truth with the flow of the water and creating like static or something. But I don't think so. Especially not if they're
Yeah,
not. Are they metal sticks or are you using wood?
I don't know. I just looked this up. Dowsing rods are not scientifically real. Controlled scientific tests over the last century have repeatedly proving that dowsing is no more than effective random guessing.
Yeah. Uh,
He got
I was
lucky. Your uncle got
that
lucky.
yeah. I was picturing at first like the stick with like the Y at the end, and you're just following that around the yard where there would be no independent movement whatsoever. But yeah, I have a feeling
Yeah,
that you're doing some Ouija board in there.
some idiomotor. What's that called? When you like unconsciously behave because of that's
Like
the
bias?
Contingency
la-
control.
the well, yeah, but the layman's definition, like you unconsciously do things when you think
Bias?
like a
S-
Ouija board. A Ouija board would be the same thing. Yes.
subconsciously, the water spirits were speaking to you,
Right. Right. Yeah. And
My
they're great. They're super nice, and they tell me where their wells are.
and nice and hydrating too.
funniest thing
Yes.
about this and what you just said with how the studies have shown it, I mean, with how science is testing hypotheses, that was someone's thesis. Like it
Maybe
Wow.
said, studies have shown multiple people have put in numerous
Yeah.
time or numerous
I mean,
hours.
it wouldn't be that hard of a study to conduct, really. You just,
But with everything that a study must have, and you
yeah.
have rough drafts, final
I mean,
drafts, are these peer reviewed?
Wait, rough and final drafts?
I think
Yeah, it's a doctorate thesis.
I'll never get my doctorate now.
you're gonna you're gonna need multiple people with different dowsing. I mean, like you're gonna have to counterbalance for different
Mhm.
Yeah.
effects of the
How are you
study.
gonna have like a placebo rod? Is that one actually made out of like cork that's been painted as wood?
Placebo Rod is a great band name.
I love the
What's up?
random pairings of words to make a band name.
Bit,
I'd heard
yeah.
the song before, and as like something kitten surprise is the band. And I was like, that was really just they threw it together and they ran with it. And kudos to them.
Yes.
So
I have no follow-up, but yes.
one that I have used before, and I saw my friend try this, and I don't know where he heard it or did it first, like we got the information first, but if you're like at a get together and you want to play music on your phone, you don't have speakers, putting it in like a bowl or a cup.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
amplify the sound out.
Mhm.
And I mean, that was before like we were just looking up stuff on the internet all the time. The first time I saw it, I have no idea where they came up with, but it did. It seemed to work quite well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you wanna get, like, bone-rattling volume, but you could hear it at least.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, or those early phones, you couldn't hear anything on those when you tried to
Right,
play it.
right.
One, if you don't have a lint roller, but you have duct tape, just wrap it around your hand a bunch and then tap yourself around. That'll
I
act as a
saw
before.
one that is similar to what I've done, although I've not used sunglasses before. I'm always propping my phone on things, and I saw one where it said like, put your phone up on the sunglasses like that, so you can watch TV or watch whatever you're
Yeah.
watching without having to do it. Like
Mhm.
that one, if you don't have anything else to lean it against, you could say that's a proper life hack. I think I usually tend to lean mine against my water bottle or something, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about different things that are more joking, like you have an embarrassing moment at work. You go
yeah.
home and you drink 30 beers and you won't even remember it.
Here's here's one that worked the other day in a rainstorm. Is we took the kids to their like swimming like lessons, and we got downpour, and like I just used the hair dryer there, or the hand dryer would work too to dry their clothes before they got out of the pool because I was not getting them back into wet clothing. So I guess that might be, but it's also that one seems a little self evident, like just why wouldn't you do
Well,
that?
one while camping once, because it rained and my shoes got soaked. You take newspaper and stuff it in there and then set it on the ring around the campfire. It'll help pull
Yeah.
the moisture out of the shoes. I thought that one was really actually camping. We should have a whole life hacks part for camping.
Okay. Let's do it. Right now
Yeah.
right now?
Right now,
Let's
just
try to, yeah. I mean, we've all been
Uh,
camping, right?
I was gonna say, I do even for, like, sweaty shoes, like, doing the old cross-country days when we go to, like, cross-country camp, we'd run, like, a 110-mile week, and your shoes just reeked, but putting newspaper in them and letting them sit out, and dry out, it absorbed a lot of that. You could
when I
also, douse it in, baby powder or, uh, Gold Bond powder.
Mm.
when I was in the
Your
fire
shoes.
academy, I actually had to buy boot dryers because it got so full of water and so nasty.
Wow.
So,
Boot
um,
Dryers is another great band name.
Boot dryers.
uh, this one isn't camping, but I'll tie it into camping. So, one that I don't think really works. I'm pretty sure I've seen it tested before by again MythBusters, the most accurate show of all time. Um, where they wrap like wet paper towel around beer bottles to see if it would make them cold faster in the fridge. And I don't think
Oh,
Mhm.
evaporation through the glass works the same way as evaporation on the skin does to cool things
uh,
faster. But if you're having a cookout or go camping and use salt in with the ice in the water, that does cool it because it actually lowers the freezing temperature of the water to below the normal freezing point. And so it'll actually get colder. Um, Kind of like
oh, wow.
if you're testing like a meat thermometer and put it in ice water that's been sitting a while, it should be very close to that 32 degrees because it's bordering on that freezing and melting point. But
Yeah.
this will lower the freezing point below freezing. So
I've heard that one before. Um, Another one is for like kindling, and lights even faster. Save your lint from your lint dryer or from the dryer vent, or not vent, I guess. Yeah, yes. But you could
Have
just
you
use
tried
that
that?
as like a quick snap of.
I
Um,
have seen that work well for others, but it's the same way. I don't know if anybody else just walked around lighting their socks on fire. But if you do that, like the lint usually lights up and will just go up without burning you or your sock really. My
Mm,
socks never do that, and I don't know if it's because of the material or my feet are sweaty or what, but I also had trouble lighting the lint, so it's probably the material of my clothing or something.
I'm just picturing you have your sock on and you light your sock on
Yeah,
fire
that's what you're doing. That's what you do. It's
with it
while it's
on your
on.
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just accidentally light your foot on fire.
No, it goes out in 2 seconds once all the fuzz burns off.
Buzz burns
It
off.
worked. It
What
worked
do you
until it
do?
didn't.
What do you do when you have a soapy colander that you're hand washing? How do you rinse that?
Frustration.
I use the sprayer
Time
to
and effort.
spray around till all the suds are off, and then
Yeah, I want to hear this hack
You
because
can turn your sink on, put a spoon over it, and it disperses the water evenly across the whole thing at
yeah.
once, like a
But
fountain.
if you go too high, it's gonna spray you too. So don't go all the way up
Well,
to the top.
yeah. I think it's implied that you don't like pinch it off so that it's
No,
like hitting you in the
I think there's
face.
some trial and
I didn't
error
think
to get the right height here.
I didn't think I had to like make that point.
I soak my shirt every time I do dishes somehow, and I never know how I do it. So you do need to make that point here.
All right.
cleaning the spoon. I do hate cleaning spoons because of how it flies.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Big pots and pans, I'm always filling up and then trying to like pour it out, and it splashes over on me all the
Yeah.
time. So
One
The
that
other
I
one I
have.
have. Oh wait, I was gonna do one more. I do one more. It's kitchen related.
Okay, do your kitchen one. Mine's not kitchen related.
Okay, thanks. Um, coffee acidity. If you're brewing coffee in like either a pour over or like a regular drip coffee situation, cleaned up chicken eggshells,
just to scrape it, they have an abrasion.
just a few. I don't know what the actual effect is. Put them though on top of your grounds. It kills the acidity.
Well, anybody
Okay.
that saw my coffee making video knows like some of those like pieces are hard to clean in the lab equipment. And this isn't, I don't know if it's a real life hack because it's made for this purpose, but like powdered brewery cleaner, you don't even have to scrub. Like if your pots and pans are too dirty, you can't get the black off the bottom. Get
Oh
some,
wow.
yeah, like I can't remember what's like PDW or something, and put it in there, and it'll just wipe right off after it soaks for an hour or something like that.
PPW.
I'm going back to
Powdered
the eggshells
brewery.
on the coffee ground. So do you just like do you ground it at all or just
Just
literally
break them up, wash them so there's no yolk left on it,
yeah.
and then break it up, sprinkle it on top, and yeah, the abrasion or something. I don't know exactly what the effect is.
It's
It does
interesting.
kill acidity. You should try it.
I should. Mine is for when you're driving in that moment that you're doing something necessarily that you shouldn't be doing, whether it be if you're just like changing a song on your phone or whatever it may be, and then you see a cop and then you're like, oh, like I don't know, like I don't want them to know that I saw them. You pick your nose or you just do something that would be very like you don't publicly do because I saw this thing. I was like, that makes perfect sense. Like you're not gonna consciously be looking at someone and let them know that you know that they know that you're doing that.
So basically, just do what I always do in the car.
Yeah, while you're driving,
Essentially.
yes.
But it's because would you do that if you knew that someone was watching you?
Okay.
Depends on who they are.
The older I get, the more like that like old man at the gas station is just like sitting in the corner and he's just like burping really loud and like just like farting and like being terrible. I feel like I'm not there yet, but I at least like kind of I just don't care as much anymore now that I'm older, and I see every now and then I'll be like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have, like, burped that loud," or, like, I probably wanna, like, wait to pick my nose until I'm, like, at home in the privacy of my own home. So I identify with it, I get it.
Similarly, not necessarily a life hack, but if you're driving down the road speeding and you see the officer and you know they see you, do you slow down anyways, or you say screw it, I keep going? Because like I don't even do it to try to get away with how fast I was going as much as like if I was that officer and someone didn't just out of respect slow down a little bit because they saw me, I'd be like, what the hell? You just rub it in my face
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. So you have
I
to
typically
you
slow
take your
down.
foot off the gas, but you don't slam the brake. Slamming the brake is admitting guilt.
Well, with the
Mm.
electric cars, because of the regenerative braking, you just take it off and you slow down faster. But then at the same time, the brake lights do come on, so you're kind of doubly
So I guess
screwed
ease
there.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You respect them and you recognize what you did, and then
And
just
it's
hope
like
that they.
it's like a reflective like flash of the brake light. It's like, sorry, man, gonna keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you were gonna go like, yeah, I don't slow down.
I mean, it depends. I don't usually actually slow down. I just let them know that I respect that they were there and I was speeding and we're all on the same page here. But like driving in Michigan, especially in Metro Detroit, like unless you're going well over 10 over, you're not usually getting pulled over anyways, unless it looks like you're up to something nefarious or you are part of a demographic that they are going to be more likely to pull over. So there's some
Right.
white privilege there as well. But
Lansing, it was really impossible to speed. The roads are so bad. It's just like if you
I'm
tried
talking
to speed at all.
mostly expressway, but
Yeah. Well,
Definitely
yeah, even then.
Rochester where you'd be speeding on those dirt roads.
the the dirt roads, you can go as fast as you want most of the time, but if you go downtown more than like 3 over, they might get you there. Just
No,
again,
no. You can't do it on those. So where Steve is from, so many of those dirt roads, you'd think landmines went off in those things. I
yeah.
bottomed my car out multiple times.
I only take the SUV down those roads, and at that point, I'm like acting like I'm off-roading. I'm having a great time going 50, jumping those potholes. The kids be like, "You're driving so crazy," and cheering. It's a great time. But the speed limit's also like 55 if it's not marked on some of those back roads. So I'm not breaking the law. It's just obviously not good for most cars to do that. But that's why you lease.
Here you go. It's The Simpsons where he test drive an electric he test drives an electric car for a free gift, and he ends up like accidentally driving it into the ocean. Like he brings it back and it's just rusting out and it's like talking, it's like kill me. And he's like, yeah, your car did not meet my eco concerns, and he like runs away really quick.
Wait, what is this from?
It's The Simpsons. Everything I
Oh.
watch is The Simpsons. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. We'll throw a couple more out there because we're almost at the hour mark here just for fun. Going back to camping, supposedly Doritos will burn real well. So, like, if you didn't plan ahead
Oh,
and bring a
interesting.
fire starter, then that would be cool. But if you're
You're
going
getting tips right
camping,
now.
you should probably just bring fire starter because that'll be a lot easier, I'm sure, than just wasting your Doritos. Although, if you need to get rid of them because the bears are going to get you anyways, then might as well.
Throw 'em in.
Offload your
Hey, Steve,
Doritos.
what are you doing with that bag? On the fire.
Yeah, we the last time I think we all went camping as a group, Dr. Meow Meow and the fam, I think we were in bear country and you had to like lock boxes to lock up all your food. Otherwise you might get
Yeah.
mauled in at night. So
That place was cool, but it made me really appreciate drive up campsites.
oh, it was like 3/4 of a mile in, and I didn't know you couldn't use a wagon. And so there I am with like 80 pounds of cooler full of beer and food to carry back. It was rough.
Yeah.
Where's that life hack?
Yeah.
That life hack is like make Brad carry it.
Yeah, it should have been. We got
Well,
there first.
that
but
was like to the beach from the actual parking lot to the campsite. It was probably only like 100, 200 yards, but either way, it really sucked last day where I get up to someone waking me up, say, "Hey, we got to go now. Big storm's about to hit." And you're running through the campsite trying to get everything into the cars. And then it starts and you just accept your fate and you just start walking.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get soaked either way.
They were making breakfast for those of us that sleep in and themselves, but we were sleeping thinking like, oh, it's still not supposed to hit for 2 more hours, and then like lightning strikes nearby. There's no breakfast that day.
I think we left it here, bears.
Yeah, there you go, bear. Using a straw to pop out the stems on strawberries. Never thought about that, but that seems like it might be helpful.
I have seen that one. See, there's a lot of these that
I don't know that one.
like you're jogging my memory on some actually I see more of those on Facebook than TikTok or Instagram.
Or like a rubber band across the paint can to kind of wipe it off to stop it from dripping. Although I can't help but drip paint. I'm a horrible painter, so I should never be allowed to paint anything.
I went on ChatGPT to see a list of some, and these are terrible.
You can't just Google them. You had to like burn down rainforest to use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a life hack for you.
Like
literally hacking away at life.
Yep. All right. So one for technology stuff. Rename downloaded files immediately.
I think
This one is actually useful. Use airplane mode to charge faster. That one I've actually heard, and so I support this. Turn off most notifications. Like what kind of life hack is that?
Turn off. I mean that. Yeah, it's a productivity hack.
Yeah, I guess so. Store sheet sets inside one pillowcase from the set. Like,
Yeah,
do you think it's
we
just
do
to
that.
keep it all organized?
We do that. Well, it's hard to fold up that freaking springy one.
Yeah, just
You know what
Yeah.
ball
I'm
it
talking
up and
about?
throw it in there. Just ball it up.
If you fold it up, even in a bad way, if it's in the pillowcase, it looks nice.
Mm,
Yeah, or
okay.
just ball it up and throw it in
I
there.
digress.
Yeah, all right. So here's one for money related. So this
Return
cost
your Amazon
a tree.
purchases.
This cost a tree for this idea to be created. Freeze credit cards in a literal block of ice if overspending is a problem.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
If you have really clear ice, it may not help you, but that's all right.
Yeah.
The sheen.
Yeah. So here's what I've found interesting that I have no idea if it works or not, but now I kind of want to try it. If you bounce batteries like AA, AAA from like 6 inches up or so, if they bounce, then they're going bad. But if they like bounce once and then like settle down, then they're full. But if they keep bouncing down, then that means they're getting empty. And I have no idea if that's true or not.
Would it just be due to the weight with having the
Well, here's the issue: is like if you kind of put a used battery that's no longer working, I think there's still the same amount of electrolyte in that. You just have like rearranged or you like the electrons are no longer concentrated in a way to make it effective, as far as I know. I don't think you're actually using up the actual juice of the library or the battery as we. Yeah, that's what it's like. Oh, I'm running out of juice, but like I don't think it's actually running out. It's just depleting the charge.
No
Yeah.
idea how batteries work.
That's fair.
You could tell me anything right now, and I'd probably believe you.
Well, you have electrodes, and then the electrons move from one end to the other through the electrolyte, and whatever that electrolyte material is will depend on how long it holds a charge, how powerful it is, all these different things like that. And so,
No way. I'm not buying it.
No way.
all right then. Either way, you try this and let us know if they actually bounce or not.
Yes.
I send a video to you guys of me just like whipping one at the wall, and it
Yeah.
creates a hole in the wall. It just pans to me. It didn't bounce.
It
Must
bounced.
be good.
The only other one I have that's helpful if you're going to like a concert or something where you're not allowed to bring in outside food or drink, is you empty the suntan lotion and then rinse it out real well and put whatever you want to drink in there and then spray in your mouth. That
Much more
works.
effective than drinking the suntan lotion, which was where I thought you were going.
I mean, it could be a super bad thing where it's just mixed in there together. Like, why do they have blue beer? Well, it's because they didn't rinse out the laundry detergent. So
Right. Fair.
That was a. Would you put that one as a cult classic at this point?
I think it should be.
Still never seen it.
How? I don't know. That was one of those like had no expectations. My buddy's like, "You want to go to the movies with me and who he was dating at the time?" I'm like, sure, but I don't want to be weird, like third wheel. Like this is kind of awkward, but sure, I'll go. And the movie was so great, I didn't even care who I was sitting with or what was going on. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll watch it sometime.
it's worth.
No spoilers.
It's worth it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. One more that this is one I actually do, but I never read it before. I just kind of thought it made sense. Is if you go pick up a pizza, putting it on with your seat warmer on to keep it warm on the ride home.
Yeah. I've heard that one a lot, but I don't
never
know
heard
how much
it
actually does to like keep it warm, but it doesn't.
It should help maintain.
Putting it on a cold leather seat, it's
going to draw out the heat.
Yeah.
Due to the laws of thermodynamics, the temperature range will try to even out. So
with that would be conduction, right? Not convection, because convection is. I should remember this.
No one knows. There's no way to find out.
There you go.
I think like
fact
induction
checkers.
and deduction from our science, but that's not going to be helpful.
Yeah, give me a second. We'll end on this one, but just give me 10 seconds. Play Jeopardy.
I'll take convection for 300.
I was gonna start pulling out the Celebrity Jeopardy, but I couldn't think any that wouldn't be so inappropriate
No.
that I shouldn't say.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
is conduction. Conduction is the transfer of energy waves through direct physical contact, where convection is the transfer of heat through physical movement of fluids, so liquid or gases. So like steam is convection versus conduction is true contact on like a heating pad.
You learn
Here's one
something
that is
new every day.
Here's one that I swear by, but is absolutely not true. Is I swear that I never get dehydrated in a pool, and that like you just hydrate through osmosis. But I know 100% that that's not how our bodies work. It just feels like I never get thirsty while in a pool or a body of water. So
Because you drink the pool water.
Fluorine.
I put the pee in pool, just one constant cycle through.
Hey, that's a fear I always had, because I don't care what you guys say. I know you're lying if you say you don't, but we all know, all of us pee in the pool. But I
You put
do
the pee in
have
pool. I'd rather put the pee in pool than the poo in pool.
yeah.
There you go. That is your life hack. Just pee in the pool.
Yeah.
So
But I'm always terrified
look at the good
from the movie
things. Look at the good
Grown-Ups
things.
that someone is gonna have it in their pool where it turns the pee blue, and that'll be
supposedly it doesn't exist.
I hope not.
I've read that is a false thing that people just told us as kids to get us to stop. So there's a life hack. Tell the kids that if they pee, it's going to turn a different color, so they don't pee in
Lie
the
to
pool.
children.
Yep.
Lie to the
Lie to
children
kids.
and then do it anyway
Mhm.
yourself.
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope this has been insightful. You've all learned many life hacks here today. Just remember, as you're looking at those life hacks that may or may not be effective or may frustrate you because it's not really a hack, it's just a video of someone pouring $100 worth of stuff down the toilet, that you gotta look to the bright side of life. Find the good things. That cooler isn't half empty, a beer is half full with salt in it to make it stay cold faster. And just be careful out there, because you never know when you might accidentally put your vodka in the bug poison jar instead of the suntan lotion, and that's it. Or you bounce the battery and it comes back and hits you a little too hard. So be careful out there, because you just never know when it might be your last time, your last day.
And always put the pee in pool.